What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Wizard King with King's Critiques for Yuri Monday, and regretfully, one of the last installments of one half of Yuri Monday. And see you tomorrow at the food court, but hey, at least that means the TikTok people will be able to enjoy all the content in the next couple days. So, anyway, let's get to the usual caveats of numero uno, if the video is shorter than intended, do blame these jackasses at YouTube because they don't know how to check copyright properly. And because AI does everything, well, most of the time, they get it wrong. Second caveat would be a little different than normal because this is the last episode of the series for this, so first and last episode respective, we listen to the intro and outro when applicable. The intro is actually surprisingly catchy, so like, Orange Platform, you people get to enjoy that eventually because the Orange Platform are also cucks that don't know how storage space works, so highly encourage to go, follow me over there, even if it's a little bit of money. You get all my content here uninhibited, and like it does help me out immensely. The other caveats, as usual, would be it's highly encouraged to drop a comment depending on your thoughts of the episode, the series, and opinions on my opinions and all of that stuff. Because I always I always like to see people commenting because not only is it good for the algorithm, it's also good to feel in the soul to see people conversing in the comment section, even if it's just me and them, or even other people. That's always cool too. And finally would be if you're not going to drop a comment, at the very least it's appreciated to let the video run through. Let me get the watch time, hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. Also very good for the algorithm. And that said, let's let it run. Orange people, you can enjoy the noise eventually, and really, the fanfic that her friend was writing is over now, I'm guessing. Also, I wonder if we're gonna find if Wada's gonna find out that it was her friend writing in this episode. Well, friend is a very loosely used word there. Oh, that's even worse. No, but like, she's admitted to spending money on the game, and that's always the thing that hits you right in the dick. Is when a game of any kind, gotcha especially, you've been playing for a long time, you've spent money on, announces an end of service, you just look at it like, wow, that's money flushed down the drain. And it's very unfortunate, because like, on the one hand, sure, you had fun because of the money you spent in some ways, but on the other end, it's like, oh, and now I don't get to keep any more than the memories from that. And oofies. But like, that's why I refuse to spend money on a gotcha game unless it's like had. Okay, well, like that would be hypocritical to say that considering the Hoyoverse, but they also have at least like a long standing of gotcha games, as does Kuro technically. But like, I usually won't spend money on a gotcha game unless it's like existed for a long time, so probably won't die anytime soon. Like, I think the only things I've actively spent money on to a high degree have been Dokkan Battle for their anniversary just to get, like, I don't know, some sort of guaranteed SSR or something. Same thing for Fate, usually. And then otherwise, obviously, it's, been the stuff that I actually upload to my channel. And we're not going to talk about how much money I've spent between the, like, 3 games I actively play, gotcha-wise. Yeah. So it's relatable how Wada feels. Again, I still don't know what no she is, for one. I know they explained it before. And for two, I still need to check out that video that she uploaded because listen, does a lot of fun shit, so that video is probably bound to be hilarious even if it's weird. So yeah, maybe watching that would clarify it a little bit. Okay, not only using the word standing, but simp in a sentence when you're trying to like use food as the metaphor is insane. So like, this look is completely valid. Unrelated though, I do miss when my mall actually like was normal and I could like go hang out there just to like people watch. Which yes, is as weird as it sounds, but listen, when you don't have friends, what else are you supposed to do at a mall? You sit, you eat some lunch, you watch people. That's really about it. But like, Nowadays, you gotta, like, question even going into the mall for 2 seconds half the time. Because, like, you might have some violent interaction. That is not a joke. Like, the amount of violent things that have happened at that mall are insane. Hey, listen, maybe her liking long-haired blonde people is a good sign for you, Yamamoto. Okay, I understand where Yamamoto's trying to come from with her thought process of comparing him to the Duke. Meanwhile, Wada's like, okay, fine, I'm starting to understand. Even the artist making the in-between scenes knows what they're doing with that comparison. Well, blonder, but, of course. It is not an urban legend, it's factual. Though, number one, if you, depending on your phone service, actually, no, I don't think depending on phone service, like, even in the, like, not, or avoiding copyright version, I imagine it's probably similar to where, like, that video service and their search engine is, like, Google and YouTube, to where they're attached. So if you search something on Google, if it has the ability to show you shit like that on YouTube compared to your watch history, it will. But also, it's still not fake because whatever you say and talk about and, like, search on your phone definitely appears on social media and other stuff because they literally ask you for permission to use your microphone when you first start using an app. Like Facebook, they don't just start asking you to use your microphone for, like, video calling and stuff. Nah. They ask that so they can also, like, listen to what you're talking about and, like, pick up on it. Now, I wish TikTok would, like, understand that more, because every time I tell them not to show me certain ads, I still get those certain ads. I don't care what fucking content I'm watching on your app, man. Like, there are certain ads I don't want to see. Like, Highest to High Key, I watch a TikToker called Links, because his stories are weird but hilarious a lot of the times. And then TikTok thinks they get the right to show me certain ads, and it's like, these are ads you can place over here. Same with 99% of the furry related stuff. Bruh, they needed to get their, like, assumptions more correct, I'm just saying. Your mom, she's scared that Yamamoto was correct, and it actually worked. Pretty instantly by the looks of it. Roomba? Oh. Yeah, okay, just combine both of her examples, though, that's funny. Yup. See? She told you, it listens. Okay, looking up generic hotties on the search engine is probably going to provide some questionable results. Okay, that's a cute hamster, though. Tape will not help prevent the speaker from picking your voice up. They're obviously artificial, and yet you won't let her check. Yeah, sure. There was a ladybug vibing. Will a ladybug be vibing on a fake plant? See, out of context, you could probably see that coming from Wada. I'm just saying. Wait, are you lying? You want my 1,000 that bad? You're really going to bother a third person who's not even in the area about this. The what now when answering the phone is actually crazy, by the way. Call me a jackass. I'm coming to beat the living daylights out of you. Wow. That's how you're both depressed about the game going down, but, like, you threaten to beat her ass? Right. See, this is where that plan of hers backfired. The tape on her phone, because, like, yeah. Well, her goal kind of worked, just not how she intended. Okay, but, like, why would you bring it up then? Also, I need to pause again after I unpause for potential thumbnail, because, yeah, the person who literally said they were going to kick your ass was the one doing it. Okay, like, while it's a weird face, again, the thumbnail potential is funnily there. Also, yeah, Wada's a simp. Like, high-key, she kind of a simp. I like how Yamamoto is, like, encouraging her to spend money. Also, can we just say that it's cool to support a streamer or something, but I think that's kind of a creepy comment. Like, yeah. Usually that's the kind of simp thing you'd see somebody say to a female streamer, honestly. Watch her get banned after that. And the heartbreaking comment. Okay, but also, chat's opinions are based. Oh, hey, you did notice it. Good for him. She was happy for a second. Now she's like, that I can't at least get under the chin with this. Honestly, like, right now I feel like the thumbnail is just going to be the three faces of Wada. It's crazy, though, how, like, the show is. Because the entire time you're pretty much convinced that Yamamoto definitely has a thing for Wada as more than friends. And then on the other end, Wada has her moments, but also she also likes, overly handsome dudes for whatever reason. Like 99% of the time, overly handsome dudes are actually just shitty people, so like questionable. But I don't know. No. In this case, Kirby is not an insult. In this case, Kirby is a good thing. Again, good fact, bad fact. Fat front, fat back. How is she taking an insult to having fat tits? Confuzz. Saito is correct. And, like, they never thought anything about that. So, again, just saying, well, those obvious things has been kind of pushing towards that direction. Also true and factual. Like, the hard chairs at the food court definitely hurt your ass. Unfortunately, my food court doesn't necessarily have a bench area, so that sucks. But I wonder if Wada had met his girlfriend yet to see that she's literally the clone of Wada for the most part. Because, like, there were a couple of noticeable differences, but yeah, honestly, a base take. Pretty much, Yamamoto's been waiting for her chance to do this, and Wada is down for it. Okay, he was being friendly, but you're just a bit... Like, you don't need to immediately be an asshole. Acting like a couple is one thing, but, like, damn. I mean, granted, he is kind of an asshole, too, because she's right. He did look for a generic version of her. Like, again, the amount of, like, chances Yamamoto's probably been waiting to do something like this, even for comedy's sake, has probably been up there. Weirdly, that also seems like a positive comment from her. Maybe she is actually trying to do this just so he'll leave her alone, and then the girlfriend can get all the attention. Which, honestly, Wada, if that's the case, you're being an asshole, but you're also being an asshole to support the, like, probably more anxious-ridden one of you two. Yeah, no, the girlfriend understood. Like, she knew the assignment and just thanked them. And being a typical guy, he just had no clue, so he left. Also, by the way, that's another, girlfriend-like quality Wada has, is the whole, I'll wait for you till you're done with work. Come on. Like, sure, that might be a best friend thing, but remember what happened the other episode where Yamamoto got pissed off that she left without her? So she improves her makeup, and now she doesn't look like much of a gorilla. That's good, I guess? Also, apparently, she did learn Saito was the one doing the other fanfiction at some point. Really does not look much different. Still pretty Gyaru-coded. Actually, I think that's probably the best thumbnail I've gotten the whole time. The Three Faces of Wada is a fun idea, but for the finale, should probably have both of them, right? Or maybe just the picture from the intro where they're holding hands. What dude might be then? More potential thumbnail fuel. There's been a lot of good potential thumbnail fuel in this episode, though. Never mind. The final image in the series is the thumbnail. Because that's like... Yeah, it's what it needs to be, for sure. Like, there's been a lot of ones that push the Yuri agenda, but that's probably it right there. And then just a touch of after credits bit. It's sad that was so short. I wish they kind of had dragged it on a little bit more to a proper 12 episodes, but hey, it is what it is, and at least we're here with it, and that's the cool part, right? As for much to say about the ending of it, I honestly don't really got much for you. Like, it did what it needed to do. It had its Yuri undertones, while still not being directly Yuri for the most part. Although, a lot of Yamamoto's attitude throughout the series didn't really help that much, did it? Being mad about the time when Wada left without her, and then, the bit where she suggested acting like a couple in this episode, which, honestly, was less, like, of a rude thing to do, and more helpful to the actual girlfriend of that guy. So, like, borderline W, honestly? Like, they told him to fuck off and that they should be happy together and to leave them alone. Then the girl was like, oh, thank you. And then they just went about their business. So, like, their intention was to be a little rude, but it honestly ended up to be a good thing. And honestly, isn't that the best kind of thing? When you're an asshole, but it ends up working for someone else's benefit? So, like, yeah. The whole bit about it being a Yuri thought process is not wrong. But like I said, that was more on the one-ended way, more so from Yamamoto. But it's not like whatever, like, found interest in many 3D dudes. So maybe it's still not an impossible thought process for, like, how the show goes and such. But in a bit, we'll get to the actual Yuri show of the season that, like, gives its full heart to it instead of just makes us assume things. Which, again, I'll say, I'm really hoping that what happens in a couple days doesn't screw with that much. Because the only place it gets uploaded to legally is YouTube, so, yike. But, that being said, I do hope, the anime sphere. Sorry, having a bit of issues. The anime sphere continues to give more stuff like Wada. This stuff is still good. This stuff is still very good to be like, humorous and comedic and be left assumptions. Because I do always like those shows like this. I mean, shit, Slime 300 was a thing we just watched last season, which you'll eventually get the cut up versions of all that stuff, but, And shows like this can be fun on occasion. It's just the over. Honestly, I'd probably rather have more comedy Yuri bait than 5 generic isekais in one season. Because, like, how many generic isekais exist in this one season of anime? At least 4. I'm not gonna get on that whole rant because, Jesus Christ, I could rant about that shit forever. I will leave off with just Kadokawa needs to keep putting out good work regardless on if it's, like, actual Yuri bait or just, like, good one-on-one rom-coms with maybe some, like, unintentional but not actually their harem basis, because Kadokawa's good at doing that, like having a main couple that stays the main couple and then maybe another character or two who's kind of into one of them but also backing off from the main couple. Yeah, let me know your thoughts about the show, the episode, and all that stuff because we're at the series finale. Also, I guess I'll bring about a new announcement I had because, like, I thought of it when it came to Takapi of, like, should I do an extra video when a series ends to, like, give final full thoughts a day or two after I'm done with it? Because, like, there's a lot of stuff I thought about what I could have said about Takapi that I did not mention in the last episode of the live reaction. And there's maybe things I can think about with this too, but, like, if that ends up being the case, should I start doing videos like that, just like a post-finale wrap-up? Because there's shows like this where maybe I won't have any extra thoughts, because, like, what extra thoughts would I have about, like, chicks hang out at a food court, one of them's gay for the other, and the other is, because, like, Wada wasn't really much of anything. She just kind of, like, existed and did the thing she did, and she's fine for that. Let me know your opinions about that too. Any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channel in the description. Ring both bells like Facebook, follow Twitter, and Blue Sky. Keep updated with things. TikTok, Patreon. Get the full and vision on the other stuff I upload here. However, I still have, like, a shit ton of things I need to upload over there because I haven't been able to recently. So whether it's waiting another month or two to be able to do that because Patreon are idiots and don't know how to work that stuff. Or, somebody hooking me up with at least one new subscriber over there. Again, still have a ton of content over there you can check out. And don't forget to follow Purple Prime for free. Helps out immensely temporarily. This for the long term. Check out the video recommended to you by the... Wait, that's the wrong... And this is the playlist you need to let run or have conversations with stuff within whatever. This is the video YouTube recommends to you, or if you're watching the smaller version, the bigger version to see what you missed. Till next time, though, been the Blazer King with King's Kritique. I don't know.